My name's Sixta. I kind of sit over there. Uh, I'm a student at Texas A&M, and I'm in the construction science program. And I interviewed Zane Drummond from the Beck Group. See him there, me, and then that's who I am.
My name is Zane Drummond. I'm an assistant superintendent with the Beck Group here in Dallas. Um, my background is mainly in commercial construction. Done anything from higher education to different universities to hospitals or warehouse plants. Lately been in the religious sector of our company, working for a Jewish temple up here. Been running the field as an assistant superintendent and performing some project engineer office responsibilities as well.
And then, did you get a degree?
Yes, I got my degree from Texas A&M back in 2014 in the construction science department. Enjoyed my time there, and I'm very thankful for the education I got just through that program.
And a lot of people notice your ring, or is that not a thing?
A lot of people notice my ring, especially guys within the company and different subcontractors that come into the trailer or over our corporate office. So definitely a great networking tool, and I'm glad I have it.
Alright, let's get down to the nitty gritty. I'm going to ask you a question. How technology has changed the process of scheduling?
Technology has really helped it. It really gives a good tool. It's more of a resource. It really gives the owner or the team, really everybody involved in the project, a good idea of where the contract or where the schedule stands in terms of progress. We can really project lots of different things through different filters and softwares throughout the duration of the project. So it's just all around good, especially if you know how to use it. You can be a tremendous resource to your project team.
And then one other question to go off that one. What do you present to the owner? Like, your owner at the temple has no background in scheduling. What can he look at and from his limited experience with scheduling understand what's going on there? How do y'all deal with that?
We just make it as oriented to them as possible. We have multiple phases on this job, and they know when they want to have certain things turned over. They have new buildings they want. They have lots of different facilities and certain purposes. So we try to make our schedule reflect that as much as possible. Just kind of cater to them, make it easy. We don't expect them to know all of the activities and processes we do throughout projects. So we just make it as user-friendly as possible.
Alright, going into my second question. Typically, who on the team creates a schedule?
Typically, our superintendent will kind of formulate and maintain the schedule throughout the construction process. But like on this project, we have one of our project managers heading up the bulk of it. We're kind of as a team updating it and maintaining it weekly now at this point. But typically, the superintendent will spearhead most of it.
And then, in your opinion, to go off that, how to be successful in scheduling?
If you're really successful, you really need to know how to build something. First and foremost, you need to know every process, really every nut and bolt of building. You need to know where everything fits, different sequences, how different trades work together. And it's more than just the physical materials and labor. You need to have experience and know how stuff flows to really be a good scheduler.
Alright, and another question. How to increase accuracy of the conceptual schedule to the actual one? Like, before you guys started, you had an idea of what you laid out to be, but then as you go through it, how does that work?
Yeah, so you need to have a good handle on your plan specifications. That kind of ties back in with the experience part of it. if you have a good set of drawings and specifications, you can really go a long ways. You also need to make sure you're doing some preliminary site visits, making sure you're coming out to the site and seeing anything maybe unforeseen during construction, trying to catch as many things up front as possible. And when you get those things nailed down, you'll have a pretty good idea of what your schedule is going to look like, and it kind of gets further and further away from the conceptual and more of the reality.
And then can you give me an example of an unforeseen that impacted your schedule on the project you're on?
Yeah, we are doing a complete remodel along with new construction on this. So there's lots of different things that we kind of have to look at and work with in order to get the activities done. So we are trying to tie two buildings into one another, but the area we were trying to get to is completely enclosed by four other buildings. So it's in kind of like a courtyard in a sense in the middle of this campus. And we have to excavate out a large portion of that courtyard to drill our piers, pour concrete, stuff like that.
Gotcha.
So we didn't really think through that a ton in our, our conceptual schedule planning period. So it took us a while to kind of figure out how we're going to get equipment into that area, and we ended up having to shore up a lot of the basement underneath the slab to drive our Bobcat and excavator over it. So that set us back a couple days, but it wasn't anything we couldn't handle.
All right, I got another question. How can you use technology more effective to help in the scheduling process, or to see, or to help you with those unforeseeables that y'all didn't see in the conceptual phase? How can we use technology to be better?
We can use technology to be better just through reflecting everything we see out there. There's lots of great softwares out there that can give you the naked eye, something you can work with. If you've never been on, if we've been out here for 6 months and you come on the day for the first job, we have capabilities to show every single day's progress, show how things either gave us more time in the schedule or lost time. So if you're good with that technology, you have lots of
Well, this kind of question was kind of answered already. The question is, does a scheduler need to be on site to be effective scheduling?
Yes, it's not a requirement absolutely on every project, but if you want to be good and you want to do your job diligently and as accurately as possible, you need to be on site as much as possible with enough time.
I got another question. I'm about to graduate possibly in August, and can you give me any advice of the lessons you've learned so far to make me more successful, or maybe a mistake that you made, or any advice in that manner?
Yeah, just don't be afraid to ask questions. When you're hired on, you're not expected to know everything down pat. You're here to learn. You're here to provide for the team, but you're also not expected to be perfect. So ask as many questions as you can. Here recently, I haven't gotten in trouble, but definitely made a few little mistakes that were mainly due to me just being too prideful and thinking I had the answer, and I really had overlooked something, and it ended up causing a mistake in the field. So just kind of come in with your guard down and just have a mindset that's ready to learn, and willfully wanting to do whatever you can to produce for the team, but also know you've got a lot to learn too, and there's people around you to help you that in most cases want to see you succeed, and they're willing to help you along the way. So.
And then who do you work for again?
I work for Beck here in Dallas, Texas. We're an integrated firm. We have architecture, we have real estate, got a full construction division. kind of the whole package.
And then, so far, all of the job offers you had, you chose Beck. Are you happy with that decision?
Absolutely. Beck has given me lots of great opportunities. I'm just in my first year out of school. It's been neat to kind of track where I was a year ago and see where I am now. And very happy with the people I work with and just the culture of Beck in and of itself.
All right, Zane Drummond, I want to thank you, and have a good day.